I want you to stop everything you're doing. If you're studying for the LSAT or even thinking about it, this might be the most important video you watch. Most students never break 165, and they waste thousands of dollars chasing strategies that just don't work. 97% of students are stuck making the same mistake. They're burning through their budgets, wasting hundreds of hours, and yet they're not improving. If you've been stuck, frustrated, or questioning what to do next, you're not alone. The truth is, the traditional way of studying for the LSAT is fundamentally broken. Students are told to follow cookie-cutter frameworks, drill endlessly, and take test after test. But here's the hard reality. Those strategies stop working once you hit a certain point, usually around 160 or 165. And so, if you're doing all the so-called right things, memorizing, drilling, practicing for hours, and you're still not seeing progress, that's not on you. Rather, it's on the system that taught you those methods in the first place. Today, I'm not just going to tell you why this happens. Instead, I'll show you what you can do about it. After working with thousands of students, I've seen firsthand how a simple shift in your approach can completely transform your results. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, let me tell you about Michelle. Michelle was determined. She wanted to attend a T6 law school and had already invested over $2,000 in a big name prep course. She was studying 25 to 30 hours a week, completing every single practice test she could find in Law Hub. But despite all her efforts, she was stuck at a 165 for months. Michelle came to me saying, "I don't know what else to do. I feel like I've hit a wall." And her story isn't unique. I see this over and over again. So why was Michelle stuck? Why are so many smart, hardworking students hitting the same wall at 165? This is what I call the score ceiling. Most traditional LSAT prep courses are designed to get you to a 160 or maybe a 165, but that's where their methods hit their limit. Beyond that, they can't take you any further because they're not built for that level of reasoning, nuance, and adaptability the LSAT demands at the higher levels. Think of it like learning to play a sport. You can practice the basics over and over, and you'll improve to a certain point. But if you want to compete at an elite level, you need to master advanced techniques, strategies, and mental agility. The LSAT is no different. Most LSAT courses teach you to treat every question the same way. ID the question type, memorize a rigid framework, and apply it mechanically. But that approach fails when you're faced with more complex, higher-level questions. Now, here's why this happens. Traditional LSAT prep focuses on the wrong things. They're obsessed with frameworks, categorization, and memorization. They train you to label question types, ID premises, and follow a checklist. But the LSAT isn't testing how well you can follow a checklist. It's testing how well you can think critically, strategically, and under pressure. When every question is approached the same way, you lose the ability to adapt. The LSAT rewards flexibility, not rigidity. These LSAT programs focus on surface-level understanding. They don't teach you how to engage with the argument or anticipate the traps the test sets for you. And this isn't just my opinion. This is backed by the data. If you look at LSAT score distributions, you'll see a huge cluster of students stuck around 160 to 165, and that's not a coincidence. It's a direct result of the way traditional prep is designed. The difference between a 165 and a 170 isn't just a few more correct answers. It's the difference between getting into a top law school or not. It's the difference between a full scholarship and hundreds of thousands of dollars in law school debt. So let's talk about what you can do differently. Now, here's a strategy you can try right now. The next time you're faced with a logical reasoning question, don't just label the premises and the conclusion. Instead, ask yourself, why is the author making this argument? What's the hidden assumption they want me to overlook? This small shift forces you to engage with the question on a deeper level. It trains you to think critically, not mechanically. And that's the skill that separates the 160s from the 170s. This approach really works. My student David came to me scoring in the low 160s. He was frustrated, burnt out, and ready to give up. But within just 6 weeks of working together, he hit 170. He didn't just study more, he studied smarter. Another student, Rachel, was stuck at 164 for months. But by shifting her focus to understanding arguments, rather than memorizing frameworks, she reached a 172 in less than 2 months. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm already studying hard and I don't have time to learn a whole new method. But studying harder won't solve the problem. And you don't need to start from scratch. You just need to refine your approach. If you're willing to make small, strategic adjustments, the results can be dramatic. It's not about adding more study hours, but rather it's about making the hours you already spend more effective. Now let's get real for a second. The LSAT is not just another test. It's the gateway to your future, your law school, career, and your earning potential. And the difference between a 164 and a 172 could mean a 6-figure scholarship or acceptance to a school that radically changes your entire trajectory. If you want deeper, more personalized support, I'd be glad to help you out. At LSAT Unplugged, we offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching to help you break through that 165 plateau and achieve your dream score of 170 plus. This is a high-impact program where we focus on your specific challenges and goals to create a tailored strategy that works for you. If that's something you're interested in, you could check out the links below to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. But even if you're not yet ready for that step, start with the strategy I shared today. Focus on purpose, not just process, and you'll watch how your LSAT scores begin to improve. Breaking the 165 barrier isn't about being a genius or studying 50 hours a week. It's about studying the right way. And with the right guidance, you can achieve the score you need to make your law school dreams a reality. You've got this. Let's make it happen. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.